coming back, you know you've lost that customer. He won't buy. We just say, okay, I will see you. When somebody is with you and see you like this and you still say we'll see you, know that he's not seeing you. You understand? He's not seeing you. So he's gone. He's gone. So that's it. Watch out for that. Now, number 3. There are people who enter this business sometimes. For one reason or the other, they run out of funds to continue. Some of them even are fully paid, but they run out of, or they need funds desperate. They fully paid for the land. Some of them are still paying and they are in good terms with the company. They've not revoked their plot, but they run out of funds to complete it. And when they bought, the company was probably selling for 360. Now the place is 1 million naira that they are selling, and this person has paid 240 and he runs out of fund. He even needs his 240. What happens in most organizations that we do the business together is, refund is not automatic. You refund, you will get it, but it's not an automatic thing, because when the money comes into the company, they don't keep it in the bank account. They go and apply it. So before they can refund you, they would have to, another money will have to come in, and usually they cannot just pack all the money that comes in and be refunding people. So they have a budget. If, for example, 10 million comes in, maybe they've allocated 1 million for refund. So people will have to queue up for the 1 million as it is coming in. So usually refund is a list, and when you bring it, sometimes it could take months at times before it's your turn. And somebody may need money desperately. He has 240 in the system, he needs it. It's not being revoked. Maybe his purchase is still current. So that means if he actually has 120, he can balance his payment and continue. Now, you as an investor can have a way by which you look for such people, and you buy off them. You pay his balance, you pay the transfer fee, they transfer to you. Some of them that are wise will even sell to you at a premium, make some small money. Both parties are happy. You hold yours that is now 1 million, and you try to sell for probably that amount, 1 million or even a little less, to get out in time ahead of the company. You understand? And you can make money and money. I know. And you see, real estate is a very funny thing, and let me share something with you. Real estate is a very interesting investment. Very, very interesting. It could look like nothing is happening for 2-3 years, sincerely, on a particular investment. When things start happening, you'll be shocked how you suddenly become the person dictating. As in, you may be looking for clients for 3 years. It's as if nobody is looking at the property. Maybe something just happens in the economy, in the market, in that area, and it becomes a place of attraction. People will be running after you to put money down on that same investment, and you dictate the tune. You understand? So just know that you're an investor and know what you have to do the business. Never get depressed by those occurrences. Something happened in the last week, really. There is this project that we were part of, and it has some issues that the owners were resolving very well, but it has slowed down things seriously, to the extent that a number of people who were part of it became disillusioned. You understand? Some understandably, some because they probably did not understand nature, some because, of course, nobody anticipated that is the turn the thing would take, but it was obvious it took that turn and nobody could do anything about it. And so some had written that, help me sell. We've tried all we could not sell, because how will you sell something that is not really where it should be? But all along, the project itself kept getting better positioned. What do I mean by that? In terms of location, got better. In terms of documentation, got better. In every way, was improving. Such that the major issue is the only last thing that is to be crossed. The solution has been determined, but the wherewithal for the money is not there yet. You understand? Then almost like out of the blues, one of the investors that has been working tooth and nail to get what he has sold so that he can cash out some, he need that money desperately, has been all about town trying to look for who to buy something. Do you know the funny thing that happened in the last 1 week? Let's assume that he had about 100 plots in that place. When he eventually got a buyer, he has spoken to so many people, he has made so many offers and all of that. When he eventually got a buyer, serious buyer, who I think has started making payments, the buyer was ready to buy 200 plots. So both the promoters, the guy himself, and even a lot of other people, if everybody is happy. Why would I say everybody is happy? Even if you are not. Now the challenge they now have is how to raise the remaining 100. You know what is happening? Some people who have been distressed now are no longer distressed. They don't now want to sell. Why? Because the major issue has been fund. So if they get fund and they improve the place, why will I now sell? You understand? And meanwhile, I'm telling you of the situation of 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Do you understand? So he has started paying. So it's not a matter of whether he is going to buy. He has bought. Now the issue is maybe he will buy just 100 or he will still get 200. You understand? He's getting some, really, because some are really, really distressed. They still need the money and they thank God that eventually I can get out. Maybe to use the money for some other things that they think is more valuable, or for whatever other reason. You understand? Which makes sense. But I'm just trying to paint a picture that is how funny real estate investment can be. So once you get it right, in terms of the promoter is genuine, what you bought is real, you've seen the location and all of that, sometimes it could need time, but it will play out. Sometimes it may not work as you had assumed, meaning that it will need more time, but be assured that it will play out. So you can get distressed initial off-takers, people who bought initially who are distressed now, and buy off them, whether they paid fully or they are paying but their payment is still active, their subscription is still active. You get it off them at a bargain price, and then you can offload it later into the market. The fourth one is you become a broker yourself. And like I said, really, if you want to do real estate, penny real estate investment, this is one way to start, even without money. I know people who got into this line of business just by being brokers themselves, as in they came in almost with nothing, and they just said, okay, I need one plot in this place. What will I need to do to get one plot? As in, how many will I need to sell so that my commission amounts to one plot at the end of the day? And they were told, and they went to town. Some of them achieved it, surpassed it. You understand? And held on to their plot, sold some of it, and turned things around over some time, and life became better at the end of the day. So that's one other area you can. I think I've actually explained the other four with all of these strategies: the change in price timing, the maximum installation strategy, the helper strategy, that is helping the distressed people, the link, that is the broker strategy. Okay. The maximum installment strategies for the medium to long-term buyer. Now let me just read out certain things that you need to know to make money from penny real estate. You need to note the following. 1, the location counts. In real estate, it's about location, location, location. The location of a real estate project matters a great deal because it has a huge effect on the value of the property. 2, buy pre-launch. A lot of times people have pre-launch prices. Somebody wants to sell a plot for 600,000, but before they bring it to the market, if you get to know, they may be offering it for 400 or 500 to some people, even selected people, to raise certain amount of money to do certain certain things in the project. So if you hear wind of such things, just look at those things that we said you should note, the 6 fundamentals and the issues you should note about. Once you can score them high on those things, then you can plug in. Okay, so buy pre-launch, launch, or an offer after that at least. Otherwise you will still make a lot of money on your investment, but it won't be as fast as within 12 months or less. Once you miss out on the pre-launch or the launch price, most of the time you can make money anytime really, but it cannot be within a short time, most of the time, as in within 12 months or. But if you make pre-launch price or launch price, you bought at a 250, you can cash out within a month, 2, 3 or 12 and all of that. But if you miss out this and you only got to know about it when it is 480, it only means that you may not be able to cash out in that short term. You may end up being a medium to long term investor, but all the same you will still make money. Ask if you can be allowed to resell and the conditions attached before you commit your money, because like I said, in most of these projects you cannot resell while you are still paying knowingly to the company. You can resell within a personal arrangement, but until you finish paying within the company, that's where you can transfer. So they don't want to know what you did before you finish paying. You must pay up, then you can come and transfer. You understand? So you can, but maybe some companies, I don't know, may have such opportunity whereby you are still paying and you can say you've transferred. That may not make sense legally, but if they are doing that, watch out, they may not be experienced in this business, and that may be a problem, because that inexperience is showing in that way. It may show in other ways that may be detrimental, because that way may appear advantageous to you, but it may show up in other ways that may be detrimental to your investment as well. So watch out. Now, understand the terms and conditions of the contract of sale and keep your side of the bargain. Usually in this business, when you don't pay up to 3 months, you risk revocation at almost any time. They can actually revoke anytime. That they don't revoke within that 3 months does not mean that they can't revoke. Hello? So when you are buying this and you are an investor, keep your side of the bargain. Don't default more than 2 times within the life of your transaction. Okay? To keep safe, because they can revoke. And they use that a lot to balance their equation too. They use that a lot to balance their equation, because like I said, real estate is very funny. You've been marketing something, knocking your head against the wall. People are even not buying. All of a sudden, you will just get a cooperative who says they now need, you have 600 plots there. You started selling, you sold to like 400 people. Then one cooperative shows up, they say they need 400 plots and their money is ready. If you were the developer, what would you do? Won't you go and look at your books now, and the people that you've just ignored before that have not been paying, you just compile their names and send it to them? Sorry, it's been revoked. Is that not so? It's only normal. So avoid falling into that, because you just, have wasted your time and resources. You will refund the money and there is no way you can go. It's legal and it's normal. It's only wise that they do that. If you were in their shoes, you'll do the same, if not worse even. You understand? So understand, that's why it's important to keep your own bargain, your own side of it. Okay? Ensure you keep your evidences very well. That is copy of the application form, copies of the deposit slip, receipt letters, contract papers, survey, blah blah blah. It is important you do this. I started by saying that this class type of investment in real estate is very young, right? We said about 10 years. Is that not so? A number of the practitioners are still struggling with software, because there is no appropriate ready-made technology, software to run their operations. Like I said, it's a novel thing. It's still 10 years. You can't pick up something from the shelf that will say this is how to run a mass housing penny real estate company. So just buy the software, put it in, just change the account heads to your own, and then you are running. No, a lot of them are still using Excel, still using a program written by one person who God helps them. Maybe he travels out of the country, wins American the guy wins American lottery now, their software has gone.